Well, hey everyone, it's Scott with NewPortraitBiz.com, and I've got another little short Photoshop video for you. Today we're going to be talking about blending your digital backgrounds and your subjects, because that's one of the big things I see people either making a mistake with or they have a hard time matching. Like this particular shot looks really good, right? As far as the coloring, her tone and her color looks like it would match this scene, all right? So with that being said, what if I wanted to take like let's just say that she was in this, I cut her out and I wanted to bring her into this image right here. Or let's just say that this is the way she was shot when we did it on a white background, okay? So I want to take her and I'm just going to use her as my subject here, and I'm going to bring her into my digital prop. Now, first off, and I won't go into a lot of detail here, but you want to definitely make sure that you scale your subjects properly. I mean, there she doesn't look big enough. She looks too small. And another way to know this is if you turn off, well, in our case, we have a cover-up layer, and you can see she's way too small, okay? So we're going to want to just make her bigger, okay? And I think we're getting better right about there. It looks good. But you can see it looks pretty good, but she looks a little cool, as we call it in the photography world. Like, she looks a little cool. She doesn't look warm like this scene. The scene is a little bit warmer than, if I go back to this one, than this one. This one here, it's a little bit cooler. So what I want to do now is I want to either make her skin and even her hat and stuff, I want to just warm her up. And the way that you can do this is just go into your image adjustments up here and then go to photo filter, and you can see right there that's helped. All right, maybe it's too much, we can turn that down, okay, and that looks even better. If I turn it off, you can see how it was cool to begin with right there, and then from there we just kind of warmed it up. So that you could get away with that right there and it would look fine. But here's what I'm going to do, something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this exact shot like this, and let's just go ahead and flatten down the image. All right, so this is the actual shot. So here's what we want to do. We want to actually take the background. Okay, let's just turn her off for a second. We want to take this background because this has all the colors in it that we want to use as blending. All right, so we want to make a duplicate layer of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that all the way to the top of my layers palette. All right, now you can see how that kind of turned off even on the vignette that I had here. If I put the vignette up there, you can see I had that. So you might want to leave that on there. Let's just leave it like that. We'll put it just under the vignette. But let's just say you didn't have a vignette, it'd be there on top. All right, so basically we have the duplicate layer on top of the existing background. So now what I want to do is go to filter, I want to go to blur, and I want to go to average. Okay, and then see what it's done? It's basically taken all of those colors that were in this background and it just kind of mushed them all together. It made like the average color, okay? Or it took it all in, made it kind of like a neutral, all right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn her back on. You can see now that she's back on. And then what I wanna do is turn this layer on. Make sure that you're on this layer. Go to your layer styles or your layer mode, and then you wanna go to soft light. And now look what we've done there. Watch, turn it off, turn it on. It took the whole scene and brought it down, and maybe that's too much. Maybe that's not what we want. Maybe we want to keep the background, but yet we want to go ahead and maybe just erase around there, or we can even just drop this down a little bit, okay, until we get it to where we like it. And you can see that's a very cool, not cool like, hey, cool, look at me. It's kind of like it's a cooler scene. You know, it's got that that little bit of a cold look. But if you go like this, it warms up the picture just from that one little technique. That's a huge thing when you're trying to blend an image, trying to blend this in with the background so it looks more realistic. Now, like I said, you can go ahead and you can erase around here if you wanted to. You know, so if you wanted to bring some of that you know, the old background back through, or the original, and then you can just apply this to the subject, which that looks good too. And then you can add the vignette back. So you can see all of those possibilities, but just keep in mind, all we did was took the bottom or the background layer and made a duplicate layer of that, and then brought it to the very top of your layers palette, and then we just went to filter, and then we went to blur, and then average. All right, and then what I did use is the soft light, but you could use the overlay if you wanted to. See how that gave it another look? So soft light would be there, and let's see, overlay would be there. Those are the two that I would play around with. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this little blending video for your digital backgrounds and your digital props. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed making it for you. If you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments box below or on the blog, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And if you want more information on using digital backgrounds and props, you can head on over to newportraitbiz.com/club, and that'll take you right to our club page. And you can see everything that we have to offer over there. All right, so once again, I'm Scott with newportraitbiz.com, and I'll talk to you later.